Yo boys, today I'm going to explain to you how to become a master at prompting. So most companies are throwing AI into everything right now, which means the entire internet is literally one prompt away from solving your problems. Automatic workflows, AI agents that remove your biggest bottlenecks, it all comes down to how well you can prompt. It's basically a cheat code for everything. But here's the thing. If you want to master prompting, you got to understand how these AI models actually work first. Basically, AI models go through 5 main stages to give you outputs. Stage 1, training. LLMs get trained on insane amounts of data. They start noticing patterns in words and how they're usually used together. Stage 2, tokenization. The AI breaks sentences into chunks, so hey, how are you becomes hey, how are you. Stage 3, embeddings. These chunks get turned into numbers or vectors. These numbers capture what words actually mean. The closer the numbers are, the more related the words are. Like cat and kitten are way closer than cat and banana. Stage 4, weights. The LLM uses weights to figure out which words matter most in your sentence. It looks at how much words influence each other. In he went to the park, words like to and the have way less weight than he and park. Stage 5, prediction. Finally, the AI predicts what comes next. For the sky is, it might think blue 95%, up 80%, purple 20%. It usually picks the most likely one, but sometimes goes random for creativity. That's where temperature settings come in, but that's for another video. There are 5 things your prompts need if you want cracked outputs. 1. Context. AI is like an ocean of knowledge, but it's useless unless you know how to channel it properly. When you ask something generic like, help me market my SaaS, you get generic, obvious answers because the prompt is generic, so it plays it safe. It doesn't know what your product is, who you're targeting, what niche you're in. Since it doesn't have context, it just guesses and gives you surface level stuff. That's what creates AI slop, just rephrased info you can find anywhere on the internet. The cheat code here is context profiles. They're basically JSON files that store context about whatever you want. Your brand voice, business, YouTube channel, even yourself. JSON format works best because it's compact and can store tons of subtle details. If you're new to this whole process, I have the free guide on how to make context profiles in my description. 2. The role. The role the AI plays has a strong effect on the output. The secret is to give it an extremely detailed, unique, and specific prompt. The more broad the role is, the more generic the output will be. Just think about the difference between these 2 roles. You are a writer versus this. The more specific you can get in prompts, the more you can influence the output. This goes back to the fundamentals of how LLMs work. If you want to have the AI use more related words, get more specific. Here are some questions to answer if you want to make a specific role. What is their background? What are their skills? What do they specialize in? What industry do they work in? What is their personality like? This has a big influence on the output. How do they come up with solutions? How do they think? 3. Constraints. This is basically what the AI should not do or always keep in mind. By the way, background information like context, the role, and important constraints should always be at the beginning of your prompt. AI pays the most attention there. 4. The actual prompt. This is what exactly you want the prompt to do. But here's where most people mess up with AI for creative stuff. They try to have AI create something creative from scratch. AI generates answers based on probability, not taste, experience, or creativity. That stuff should come from you. Use AI to automate boring tasks, help you ideate through deep questions, finish off scripts after you already wrote the structure and big idea. Now for better prompts, follow SCO, specific, concise, optimize. What I mean by specific is be as clear with your words as possible. You can literally influence the AI's word choice by choosing yours carefully. While you're prompting, keep these questions in mind. What's the purpose of this prompt? What does the AI need to know beforehand? What context does it need? Add relevant context profiles, but don't overload it with irrelevant stuff. Now, being concise matters because of context windows. That's basically how many tokens the AI can process before it starts forgetting. Your entire conversation is actually one massive message to it. Google Gemini has one of the largest context windows at 2 million tokens. Each token is about 4 characters, including spaces and punctuation. That's why you need to be concise. You don't want the AI forgetting stuff quickly, and too much irrelevant info just confuses it. Optimize means your prompts can almost always be better. The way you can improve them is by making a prompt library. Notion or Obsidian work great for this. Keep versions of your prompts. Every time you make one, assess if it gave you what you wanted. Why or why not? If it did, how can it do better next time? Take notes on feedback and changes for each version. Now, most people don't know there are different types of prompts to use. If you're making images, videos, or context profiles, JSON format is best. It's more compact and stores subtle details. XML is better for advanced, longer prompts. It's just easier to read. Normal English is fine for regular prompts. 5. Output format. For complicated prompts that need structure, like newsletters, landing page copy, etc., mention what the prompt is for and give the structure you want the output to be in, like double-spaced email with 2 sentences on each line. Remember though that you can only get better at prompting if you get your hands dirty. Figure out what bottlenecks you can remove with prompting. This could be through normal prompts, workflows, or even AI agents. Then just start making prompts and optimize each time. Anyways, thanks for watching, subscribe, and join the Telegram for more sauce. Peace.